Okay, folks, welcome to the best stock picks video. These are the stocks that we're looking to trade in the coming week or potentially trade in the coming week. And I'm also going to go over a couple of stocks that we traded, we booked profits on, and also I'm going to begin with one that I did some analysis on last week. It is 8x8, symbol EGHT, if you want to pop it up on your charting software. And the reason why I sent out an individual commentary last week on EGHT is that one of my competitors, I subscribed to their free email list, he said that this was on his watch list. And this is not a bashing of my competitor. I'm not going to name names. He could be the greatest guy in the world. And I'm sure that he had all good intents when he mentioned this stock. And only a few minutes after I received the email, I put the video together. I checked out the chart and I said, man, this is a problem waiting to happen. And I had warned that you need to be careful of the declining 50-day moving average and that it would act as natural resistance, making it very, very difficult for the stock to break out and close above the 50-day moving average. In all probability, it would find resistance at the 50-day moving average and then pull back, which is exactly what has happened. So now I would be looking at EGHT as a possible long. Rather than buying it here, I wanted to identify resistance and a probable pullback, look for support as noted by this bottoming tail, and then look to get into the stock to the long side when the risk to reward is in our favor. When the 50-day moving average begins to flatten out, the probability of a breakout becomes all the more likely. So EGHT, now we're looking to add to our long list. Not yet. We still want to see a little bit more bottoming action, because remember, the optimal time to have gotten involved with EGHT was back here at the lower band of the declining downtrend channel. Then when it rallied up and closed above the upper band of the declining downtrend channel, you could have added to your position. You could have added to your position here on this clear breakout above this resistance level, which acted as support. And then you had your subsequent takeoff, pullback, a higher low, very strong. And now we're looking to see whether or not will these support levels hold. If they don't, we avoid. If they appear to hold, the selling pressure drops off on declining down volume. You did not have that on Friday. You had rising down volume. We want to see declining down volume on a pullback. We want to see bottoming tails. We want the markets to send us signals. I always say that. The markets will send us signals. People want to complain about algorithmic trading, this, that, the markets are rigged. They may be biased against you. If you're a day trader, there's no doubt they're biased against you. However, the markets still do send us signals. We want to respect those signals, and we want to act when appropriate, either entering or exiting a position. So that's EGHT. What did we do last week? It was an abbreviated week, and we didn't do much. So IMN, Imation Corporation, we booked profits on this trade. Why? For the very same reason that I said avoid EGHT. It's because it was rallying up into its 50-day moving average and that you would see resistance there. The probability of us rallying through the 50-day moving average further was not probable. So we want to be honest with ourselves. Identify the fact you have topping tails, which implies sellers above. Buyers back here want to get made whole. Traders want to scalp a trade to the 50-day moving average. First out, best out. As I always like to say, we book profits and we move to the sidelines. Will we get back involved with IMN? Sure, why not? On a nice pullback, and perhaps we will look to long IMN once again. RLOC, Reach Local. This is the second time we traded Reach Local, and on this trade, we booked a $2,500 profit with only a couple of days. So we got back involved with Reach here as we saw support at, say, the $6.90 level. And then the stock took off and we booked our profits and it closed above. It just goes to show you that my rule of the 50-day acting as resistance doesn't always hold true. This is 8, held true here. Reach Local, didn't hold true there. Imation Corp, it held true. So there are no absolutes. There are just probabilities when you're conducting technical analysis of the overall markets. Again, there are no absolutes with the exception of the fact that stocks will go up, stocks will go down. Other than that, everything else is a probability. Reach local, though, on Friday. If you're still looking to buy this stock, I would say avoid it due to the fact that you did have some topping tails on Thursday. You had an inside day. Maybe you see some sideways consolidation along the 50-day moving average, allowing it to flatten out, and it could act as a support level. We'll see. There are a lot of shorts in the name, and it could propel the stock higher. Wet seal. This is another one. Weekly chart. This is the one where we booked profits. I don't believe it was last week. It was the week prior on the 27th of June. And you can see that on a weekly chart, this is the value of multi-period charting. We use daily charts, weekly charts, monthly charts. It's because although history may not always repeat itself in the stock market, when you're looking at stock charts, it certainly does rhyme. And to ignore it is to throw away an asset that should be in your corner because it's free. So always understand where there is historic resistance and support. And right back here, we knew at $1.05 there was support, which would probably now act as resistance. So we wanted to get out. Again, first out, best out, move to the sidelines. If we get a pullback, a double bottom setup at lower prices, or a higher low, meaning we pull back, we put in a higher low above the 0.80 level, and that could set us up for a new uptrend on wet seal. So for now, it's just something that we're going to want to watch. Now here is a stock we've been watching for the past week, and it's JTH Holding Inc., TAX the symbol. RSI is just shy of 90. We have some topping action going on here. Up volume is declining. So this is one where I'll be looking to discuss with members on the intraday charts when and if we're going to want to get involved with it, but we're going to be looking to short TAX short term. Do I think that the stock is going to break down to below 26.19, which acted as a very, very strong support level? No way. I don't think that's going to happen. Not now. Can it? Sure, but I doubt it. It's not probable. You had a great consolidation here, great pennant formation, and it set you up for a powerful breakout, and that's exactly what you're seeing. Shorts are getting squeezed, and now we are looking to take advantage of those shorts getting squeezed by shorting into their short covering. Next stock up is Cliffs Natural Resources. This is one that I had been watching. The 3-day rule was in effect, and I'll go over that with members on the week ahead commentary. New members, that'll be coming out on Sunday, being tomorrow. So please stay tuned for it, the 3-day rule. But Cliffs, we predicted would rally. Sure enough, it did. I wish I could say I booked profits on this trade. We booked profits back here on this rally off the lows, but I wanted to get back involved with it. Didn't do so. However, that doesn't mean the train has left the station yet. You have lots of buyers back here looking to get made whole. What does that mean? It means that you're going to have pullbacks, ladder formations, and those ladder formations, those make for excellent buying opportunities. And we'll be watching Cliffs Natural Resources in the near future as a potential long. Isle of Capri Casinos, an amazing rally in recent days. So amazing, in fact, that it's unsustainable. Do I think that the stock could head higher? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to pull back? Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. We have RSI 89.95. I've seen it go an RSI higher. It can go up into the 90s, but it's probably not going to hold. So this is a chart where you need to pull back, take a look at your weekly and intraday charts to identify where is my resistance level? Where is the best risk-reward entry point to short the stock? And once you know that, and I'll be going over that with members on the week ahead commentary, that weekly chart, because it's valuable information, then you can formulate a game plan. And then you drill down to your intraday charts, and you see how the stock is setting up intraday. Now, looking at this chart here, you can see that I drew a pennant formation, and it's a really great lesson in identifying when is a good time to sell or hold, or even short. And in this case, you had a huge rally in Isle of Capri above, say, let's say $9.10, and it closed there. and it consolidated, held its support level, rallied up to 980, pulled back on several occasions, held the support level, and you could honestly say to yourself, you know what? Great support level here. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be nibbling and then either A, booking profits into this declining downtrend line, or B, waiting to add to my position on a breakout and a close above 960 and then again above $9.80. But you needed an exit plan. What was that exit plan? You needed to identify where you had to get out. And where I would have personally gotten out was this breakdown here in March. And if you didn't get out here, the markets gave you a break. And they rarely do that because it rallied off its 50-day moving average, closed back above this critical support level, a very bullish response. However, the minute that it traded back down below these bottoming tails in March, you had to get out. You had to be honest with yourself. There was distribution coming. And here you saw it in these volume bars. You had to get out. So Isle of Capri is rallying back now. It's ready to be shorted in the next couple of days. Not just yet. There's not enough risk to reward profit margin in it for me just yet. It could fall apart on Monday morning for all I know. I wouldn't be shocked. However, I don't think that's going to happen. And I hope we get a rally up to our weekly resistance line. And we already know what that is. I'll be going over that with numbers on the weekend commentary. And that's what we'll be looking to short Isle of Capri. Tesla, weekly chart. And I'll be going over the daily chart with members. Again, this is just another example of weekly charting, multi-period charting. You could see that Tesla broke down below a long-term uptrend line. It has rallied back strong, and we shorted Tesla several times in this downtrend, and we made some nice profits. Now we're looking to short Tesla once again. And this is the value of knowing where a stock has been, identifying your support and resistance levels. That gives you the best risk-reward entry point. You also want to take note of the RSI. It's been in a downtrend. So while the stock has recovered, the RSI has not. And we'll go over the daily and intraday charts of Tesla on Sunday, folks. So stay tuned for that, members. Cut. This is Guggenheim Timber ETF. Daily chart. This is one that fell out of favor. Was as high as $26.45. Had a great uptrend line. Once it closed below its 50-day moving average, you should have been out of this name. Pulled back. Great bottoming tails. A bottoming tail on the candlestick is a sign of support. It found support at $23.78. Rallied. Pulled back. Retested. What the markets told you was, here's your bottom. And I bet you if I pull out to, you know what, let's just do it anyway. We'll come back to this chart. I'll bet you, as a matter of fact, let's draw it. I get excited over this stuff, folks. I really do. It's like finding a diamond in the rough. And this weekly chart has a lot of value left in it to discuss. And I won't waste your time now, but I'll be going over with members in the weekend commentary because I want to draw some other trend lines on here which will show you why it's a good time to think about adding cut to your portfolio. So getting back to my point about why this chart is so valuable is that you'll note that in April, we bottomed out at 23.78 off of this sell-off from 26.45. Now, had you had your trend line drawn, you would have seen that we respected the support level once before back in September of 2013. So when you see a key reversal like this, like you saw back here, that's the market sending you a signal. It's safe to go back in the ocean, like in Jaws. Jaws was dead. It's time to go back in the ocean. So the selling was done. Jaws was dead. Now you could jump back in. So now the train has left the station. Now we need to identify some good entry points. And what this chart is telling us is that we're seeing some stability in CUT. I'll go over what I'm seeing right now with members on the weekend commentary. It's quite bullish. The volume, I will say this, it was an abbreviated day on the 3rd, so it could justify why volume was ever so light, but it's really unusually light on this type of price action. So that is a concern. So it may not be quite ready yet to jump back in the water. So we need to take a look at the intraday charts to tell us how we're setting up. And again, I'll be going over that with members on the weekend commentary. EWZ, the Brazilian iShares. Brazil has been unloved for quite some time now. And you remember, you had the BRIC nations, Brazil being the number one player. And we're seeing a good setup here on this daily chart. And you can even note you have a cup formation, nice pullback, and we have a semblance of a handle setting up. It's more clear on a weekly chart, better than a daily chart. Daily charts, folks, are very, very volatile. Many people think that intraday charts are volatile. They are. However, when you're swing trading, you need to identify the fact that daily charts are volatile as well. It's better to pull back to confirm your opinions on what you're seeing on a daily chart on a weekly chart. And if you pull back to a weekly chart, you'll see a couple of handle formations setting up, much as what you're seeing on here, the RSI. Here's your cup, sloping downward handle, getting ready for a breakout. So EWZ, I'm liking, not even so much as a swing trade, but more so as an investment, a longer term trade. So I'll go over that with members on the weekend commentary. And that's it, folks. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on my website, please enter your email address below. If you want these videos in the future, they'll be sent out to you. You will not be spammed. I hate spam too. Have confidence in that. If you're watching this on StockTwits, please follow me. Same thing if you're following me on Twitter. Everybody have a really profitable trading week. Just be careful of the light summer trading volume. Remember, the big traders are out in the Hamptons right now. They have computers on alert. They're keeping the markets in check right now. New highs on light volume. That's the game that's being played. Be careful, folks. Worry about your downside risk, and your upside will take care of itself. Be well, and again, have a profitable trading week. Talk to you soon.